Welcome everyone to the 18th Annual Tallgrass Film Festival. Thank you so much for joining us virtually this year and for our sponsors who make this event possible. So thank you so much. I'd like to welcome our guests today. I have Sergine Dumais and I have Beau Price with me. Hello, welcome guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Sergine is the director of Wichita, and then Beau Price is the screenwriter and producer. Welcome, and we're so excited to have you today.
Thank you.
So, being from Wichita, this film talks an awful lot about Wichita, and was just like really, really hilarious for me as the viewer to get to hear all of the highlights of Wichita and stuff. That was a real treat. Why Wichita, and how did that come about?
Well, I wrote this a few years ago, and I thought this would be funny. I don't know if only to me, if there was a conversation about Wichita that people were having and talking about Wichita as if it was world famous, like Paris or New York. But as opposed to like, the Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty, they're talking about things that really only people from Wichita would know. I don't know. I thought maybe people from Wichita would find this funny, and if not, at least I would find it funny. And then I wrote it and didn't really think much about it until years later, that being last year, Sergine said she wanted to direct her first short film, and could she use one of my scripts? And I said, well, of course, and she chose Wichita. And I was most flattered, because I didn't, think that much of it. And then she took it on and got this amazing cast and elevated it to something that I didn't think was really possible, because I kind of thought it was just a funny skit. And she turned it into something much more. And I'm very grateful for it, being from Wichita. It's been a hell of a thrill for me.
It really was, as she's just like running down the street and saying like, well, did you see Barry Sanders' house and everything? If you are from Wichita, it is very true that like, there are people who are just like, that's what we got, and we're so proud of it. And
I grew up in the 80s in Wichita, and so when I was a kid, Barry Sanders won the Heisman, Kirstie Alley landed Cheers, and I worked at Pizza Hut. So, those things actually meant a lot to me.
Yeah, especially here. So that was really great. So, Sergine, this is your first film that you've directed, is that right?
Correct. I have a background in theater, so I've directed a lot of theater. I also direct a lot of voiceover, but it was my first time transitioning into directing film.
What an amazing first time directing. It's really remarkable. All the scenes are just gorgeous, and also it's so fun and playful at the beginning, and then has such like a quick plot twist that was really exciting and delightful.
Thank you.
Why exactly was this the screenplay that you chose? How'd that come about, like, for you?
Well, first of all, I've been a big fan of Beau's writing for a long time. We met in a class with Judith Weston. It's a lab for actors, directors, and writers, and they come and present their work. And I think it was 10 years ago. I don't know, time flies. 8 years, probably.
Yeah.
That I saw Beau would bring his work in class, and I saw his writing, and I thought, oh my God, this guy is a genius. I wanna work with him someday. So that's how it started. And so I enjoy a lot of his scripts, his writing, and even for me, this one, even not being from Wichita and not understanding necessarily the reference, it was very relatable. I'm from Montreal. We could say, oh, did you drive by Celine Dion's first? Like we understand the references. And in fact, the response in Canada to Wichita is very good. So even if they don't relate the same way that maybe an audience in Wichita would, the absurdity that she's almost turning the blame onto him, saying, why are you hanging around at the hotel? You're supposed to be taking advantage of this great city. You have this chance to visit it. So, so I thought because of, I mean, it's a great script for a short. It has a lot of twists, like you said, and I love the relationship. I love, I already, when I read it, I had the cast in mind right away. So yeah, it's just, it's a good script. So that's why I picked it.
So since you are talking about the cast, how on earth, it was an incredible cast. And how did that happen? How did you cast them?
So I had the great opportunity to work with Jeremy Sisto I directed him in theater. We did a play together about 2 years ago. And again, it's a similar situation that when I saw Beau's writing, when I worked with Jeremy, I was already a fan because I had seen him in 6 Feet Under. But when I directed him on stage, I remember thinking, oh my God, okay, so if I transition to film, I want this guy to be in all of my movies. He's such an incredible talent. And for Wichita, I just texted him. I said, listen, I'd like to direct my first short film. You'd be perfect for the male lead, for Josh. Would you be interested? And he said, just send me the script. And so I sent him the script, Beau's script, and 5 minutes later, he wrote back, that's a fantastic script. Yes, I want to do it. So that, it was tricky to schedule Jeremy Sisto, but it was not very hard to interest him because he loves the script, so he wanted to do it.
Is he in Canada as well? That's where the film was filmed, is that right?
No, it was filmed here in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Yeah, we all
in this room, actually.
Yeah, and so if you recognize behind Beau,
one of the locations.
That's the door.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, we were all here except for Jeremy. Jeremy was actually in New York City shooting FBI, but he lives here. So it was tricky to get him on his day off, making sure that he had time to drop off his kids to school and schedule that in that window. But it happened. I'm so glad it happened because he was, I mean, he's incredible, but for this part, I can't imagine any other actor doing a better job.
No, I didn't think it would be possible to get him. And when she said Jeremy Sisto, I said, well, yeah, of course. But I mean, who are we really going to get? I didn't think it was possible. And she made it happen. And he's just incredible. I mean, it's to see him in person he's got a charisma that I've never witnessed before. It's a magical thing. And she told me about it. She said it was like a bolt of electricity went through her when she was with him. And it was like this magical thing. And I was like, all right, already, I get it. And then he came in person and I was like, oh, wow, that was no joke.
It was funny. Yeah. When I was talking about working with Jeremy to Beau or to our DP, Serge, or to everybody, they were like, okay, she probably has a crush on him, because I'm a female director. But the way I was talking about how incredible this guy is, they were like, oh, okay, I see. And after we shot, when Jeremy left, all the guys on set were like, ooh.
We all had a crush on him.
Like everybody had a crush on him.
Yeah.
The moment that, I was watching it personally and he was on, and then you just figure out, oh, that's who that voice is. I knew I recognized it. And then you see him and you start blushing. You're just like, oh, how exciting. This is the best. That was like the extra, twist. It was, oh, it's Jeremy Sisto. Yeah. Which, that was exciting. And such a perfect, he just really nailed that character, and even over the phone conversation, just totally believable. What about Maxim Roy? How did you get her in on this?
So she's a friend. She became a friend, but I also had worked with her in voiceover, and I dub a lot of Hollywood movies into French. She's French Canadian also, and so I had worked with her. And she's a big star in Canada. I'm a dual citizen now, American and Canadian, and I thought it was perfect for my for my directing debut to have a Canadian star and an American star. I thought it was perfect. And I mean, she's perfect for the part. And for me, it was such a gift because I had worked with Max before, I had worked with Jeremy. So I when you work with actors for the first time, you have this you need to get to know how they work. And for a short film, you only have 2 days of shoot, so it better work right away. So it was very reassuring to me to know that I was going to be, with people I've already worked with. So, and then when I texted her, I said, do you want to be Jeremy Sisto's wife? She said yes. So it was not that hard.
So both actors, you just sent a quick text to and said, hey, get on board. We got something fun to do.
And I was just incredibly lucky. It's one of these things that it just worked, very, very good luck.
Sorry. So with shooting her running out of the house and going over to the other house, were those houses nearby?
No, they were about 10 minutes drive. So they're like, we had to drive. We had a company move, but it was not that far. Yeah.
That's nice. And I'm all nervous, guys.
Oh, please.
Oh, come on. You're with a boy from Wichita, girl from Montreal.
I know, I think that makes
Did you grow up in Wichita? Are you from there too?
I'm just from here always. I've never even left.
Yeah. What high school did you go to?
Southeast.
Oh, like Kirstie Alley.
Like, just, we're the same.
My sisters went there too. I went to East, but yeah, okay. My sisters went to the Southeast. Yeah.
I've been to Wichita. I visited Wichita.
When did
you saw the Orpheum Theater?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Orpheum.
Yeah.
Did you get to go to the basement?
No,
it was all closed up.
Like Cowtown was closed. Everything was closed. I was so disappointed.
We like to take all the...
we were just hanging out at the hotel,
Right.
Now we do a filmmaker bus tour, so we take everybody around. We get in the car and we take them to all the places. Cowtown, you gotta go to see Pizza Hut. We take them to WWF and look at sculptures, and so that was really funny to think about. Like, all of our other filmmakers who are participating and watching that have been here before are just like, oh, yep, they took us there. Yes, they took us there. Let me see. I have a lot of good questions, I swear. So, with the opening scene, that kind of sexy scene, did you have to do anything special to kind of make that work with the other actor and that kind of intimate scene?
I do have a funny story. I like to tell the scarf story. So of course, for me, I wanted to be like a dream, like she's in a cloud, and she's with her lover, and then she's gonna run down eventually. But for me, it was important to have this kind of dreamy sequence. I had sent to Serge, the DP. I had sent him some some French sculptures of lovers, and then you kind of see just the body. Like, I wanted something sexy, very artsy, but then we had to make sure that Max was comfortable, with all the shots. So the actor with her, she knew him, she had worked with him before, so that was taking care of that. And then as far as for her, for the nudity, we have this first shot where there's a little dolly and it goes over her body, and she was wearing underwear, and he was just getting maybe 2 inches off her body, and then we started doing it, and then he saw the underwear, and it was kind of it didn't work. So I asked her, are you comfortable removing it? I promise you, we're only seeing the top, but then she'd have to face the camera like that. And I said, okay, I swear to you, I had a scarf, so I removed my scarf and I put it like to cover her butt. I said, so you know that we can't catch it was like a, bright pink and yellow scarf. And I said, the scarf is there, so we're not gonna get it. So she.
That's too much.
Right, exactly.
Too much.
So, but the joke is after, when we were done, I told her I'm gonna sell the scarf on eBay.
Or frame it.
Exactly. So, but that went well. I mean, it was closed. I asked for a closed set, so it was only Serge, myself, and them in the bed, so that there was no crew watching, so that they were comfortable, and they did a good job, because it's a dreamy scene.
It really was. You're like, ooh, sexy, fun. Wait, what? Where is she going? What's she doing? What's going on? Who's she on the phone with? I love the quick pace of that opening scene, and just like getting up and moving and going. And I was going to ask, so it kind of starts out, and I think that the soundtrack really sets the tone for, hey, this is kind of a comedy. This is kind of a fun thing. Where'd you get the soundtrack from?
So it was special to me, the same way, because Bo is from Wichita, and the fact that there are references to Wichita, it makes it personal and special to him. And for me to make my first film here in America, I thought there's this song, this cult song in French, from where I'm from Quebec. And it says, actually the line is, love has no pity. The lyric says that in French at the end, but it starts with that riff, but then it goes into love is hard, love has no mercy, love has no pity. So when it was time to find a song, I thought, this is perfect, and I showed it to Bo, and I don't know, Bo, what did you think? Like, not because for someone who's from Montreal, and all the French-speaking people that saw it, even someone in Belgium said, "Oh my God, the song!" Like that, it just they find, because they recognize the song. It's a big hit from the '90s, so it adds a little French-Canadian touch to it. And I don't know, Bo, I mean, for you, like, from an American perspective, what you thought?
I thought it was a cool song. I mean, I had no idea what the hell it was or what he was singing until you told me, but it sounds great, and it worked great with the cutting, and I could tell it totally worked. And so to me, it was just like a visceral thing. It worked. But yeah, I didn't have I mean, I don't think any American has had, like, they don't remember it, but I think people like it. But it doesn't have like a nostalgic thing here, because I mean, we just never heard it. But I think it's great that it was a hit somewhere else, and I love that other people recognize it from their childhood.
And it has the same kind of idea where it starts, you think it's going to be a comedy, it's got oh yeah, and then then once you hear the lyrics, you go, oh no, it's kind of fun, but it's kind
of not.
Kind of not.
It did start out with that, like, really playful, fun kind of story, and then it definitely, when the French vocals hit, it's just like more morose, more romantic, more sad, as the way all good French music is.
And she was able to get the rights. This singer, who's, I guess, kind of how would you describe him? He's like sort of like a David Bowie / J.D. Salinger / something or another, like reclusive.
Yeah.
Probably an American equivalent.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. We reached out to his label to get the rights, and, they put all the numbers together, and they said, we just need his approval. Mr. Leloup, it needs to approve of it. And we were warning you, he can take a long time to reply to his emails. Like, we don't know, is he going on is he gone, in an adventure somewhere with no internet? So, but yeah, eventually we saw that there was a click. He had seen the film, and then we got the okay. So
Wow.
it's pretty exciting. Yeah.
That's a big one. You had a lot of really big, like, yes, yes, yeses, it sounds like, with this film.
I know, which is why I thought, you know why? I think this movie is blessed. It's yes, yes, yes. So why don't we try and get the rights to the most perfect song? And yes, also.
She literally jumped for joy.
I did.
Literally jumped in heels.
Whenever everything's kind of falling into place, and then like you're kind of what sounds like a dream song for you just like lands into the film. That's a lot of hard work and determination to make all those things happen, and that's really exciting. So have you worked on sets together before, or on projects before now?
Yes.
Plays. I've directed his screenplays. I mean, these scripts for theater, and we also worked on a web series together.
And what was the name of that web series, so everyone can get into and watch it?
You want to talk about it, Bo?
It's called Do Femme Hollywood. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
It's two women in Hollywood. Sergin is in it, and her friend Mukta. And the premise is two girls from Quebec are living the Hollywood dream, although they're pretending to live the Hollywood dream because their lives are actually terrible. But they're pretending to have this glamorous life and doing this sort of show for everyone back home about how wonderful Hollywood is. And they're interviewing these celebrities, and it's all just a sham because their lives are actually terrible. And I wrote it. Sergin created it, and then I wrote a couple scripts for it. And I wrote it in English, and then they translated it into French and said it in French. It's like half French, half English. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. That's when I really first heard about Quebec.
And
really
later I would learn about Wichita.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when people watch this film, are there any intentional takeaways that you have for it, or just a really enjoyable, edible film?
I just hope people have fun watching it. I mean, to me, that's plenty. If people have fun watching it, I'm more than flattered and happy. Sergin?
I mean, I think that everybody has different reactions to it. You know, we were talking about it the other day. For some people, it triggers a lot of deep conversations about relationships, and for some people, it's just, oh wow, that was so fun. I was not expecting at the end. So yeah, it's great. I think it's great when you can let everybody have their own experience with something.
There was that moment where I'm laughing and I had my head in my hands going, oh dear gosh, what's about to happen? Like, getting an awful lot of reaction out of me, for sure.
Oh, good.
I loved it so much. So you have been to Tallgrass Film Festival already, and you may know that our slogan, our motto is stubbornly independent. And I just want to ask you, what does stubbornly independent mean to you?
Well, as a French Canadian person, I don't know anything about being stubborn.
Yeah, they're all a little stubborn, I guess, apparently. Her words, not mine.
What does it mean to you, Bo?
Well, I think it's you have a point of view and you stick to it, and it's, you know, that's it, plain and simple. And it's admirable. And I was very blessed. I got to play a short film there like 9 years ago, and it was a great experience, and I was most grateful for it. And so, to come again or to present this is a great honor for me. It really is.
Wonderful. So typically at the film festival, we have lots of aspiring filmmakers. Do you have any advice that you'd like to give up and coming filmmakers or people dreaming to create film?
I think they should get Jeremy Sisto, Maxime Roy, Beau Price, them, and that it should go well.
Very gracious.
But maybe then it's true that when you surround yourself and you know it's teamwork. So if you surround yourself when you go, you can't do this alone. So surround yourself with people that can they can help you with the things that you may not have experienced right away. You know, this was my first film. There were certain shots I was talking to Bo and Serge, like I didn't know how that was going to work. I could know how it would work on stage in a play, but I had to. So I leaned on them. So maybe that's what I would say. Lean on other people.
Build a good crew. Find a good.
Yeah. What about you, Bo? Sorry.
I've been making short films since I was a kid, so over 30 years. And for me, I just liked it because it was fun working with friends on things and making a movie. I mean, that's what I did when I was a kid. We'd make a movie, and the two friends that didn't show up, their punishment was they had to watch it. And it was just so much fun, and I've been sort of chasing that ghost ever since. And I think if you do it, if it's fun, go for it, you know, because sometimes it's not fun and then it can become a grind. But if you're around other people that are excited to do it, even if nothing happens with it, even if you don't show anyone, to me, that is the juice. And if people like it later, that's great. But I mean, I think do it as long as it's fun. And then when it's not fun, take a break, because then it's just torture. It really is. It's too much work. It's too hard to do it unless you're having fun. Yeah.
Great advice. Great advice. Thank you. So, what do you have? What's next for you? What are you doing next?
Well, we're working on the feature, or he's working on the feature, I should say.
Of Wichita. Yeah, we're going to make Wichita as a feature film. So, yeah, we're going to try and tee that up.
Whoa, that'll be really amazing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Like the film already felt so full, like you felt like you have such a good story and conclusion. So
yeah,
I think what that'll look like.
Us too. I don't know. We're trying.
Will you be directing it when he's finished writing it?
Mm-hmm. Hopefully they're not going to replace me with another director. Yeah.
I can imagine. Well, guys, I just want to thank you so much for being here today to talk about your amazing short film, Wichita, and happy Tallgrass. Thank you so much for being with us today.
So much. We really appreciate it. This is so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.